Hi everyone. Thanks for watching this video. With us today is Deji. He's one of our ex-students. He learns Power BI with us. And this particular video is basically just to help people understand what happens with Akintade Academy, what we do, how we do it, and why you can rely on us to deliver on the value that we promise. And because I want you guys to hear from people that have been there, people that have done it, speak for themselves. So I have my first guest on this episode of this series because you hear many other people. And so Deji is going to speak, tell us what he does, tell us about himself and what his experience was basically learning with us. So Deji, firstly, thank you for joining. Thank you for accepting to do this. I know you're a very busy man. So please let's start with the introductions. Can you just tell us a bit about yourself, and then I'll move on to the other questions that I have for you.
Okay. Thank you for having me. My name is Deji Akintade. The head of marketing at Rover. Rover is a cross-border digital banking platform that allows people to send money, spend money, receive money, and save money in multiple currencies. My background basically is in digital marketing, and over the years, I've grown into 360 marketing. Uh, I've been a digital marketing manager. I've worked as a growth marketing manager, and I currently work as the head of marketing. So I'm responsible for both online and offline marketing. Um, I heard about the Vidadi Academy. I think it was on Twitter. I'd seen your tweet about learning Power BI in 10 days. So a bit of
Yep.
background into my experience regarding Power BI. I work closely with data analysts, with the engineers and co. And most of my work, basically, if you understand marketing, relies on data. And I've gone through series of emotions in terms of sometimes when I need a certain data at a certain time and I'm unable to get it. And I literally have to be at the mercy of people. And it got to a point where I just took it upon myself that I really want to learn these things and I'm going to be able to build dashboard for myself, just exactly the way I need it. And then I came across your tweets and I checked it out. I think I was lucky enough to be part of the first batches. The first very batch that you had, I think it was in
Yeah.
November 2023. Yeah, I
November.
remember.
Yeah.
Sorry?
Yeah, that's the first batch, November
Yes,
23.
yes.
Correct.
And I think we were one of the privileged ones because you were also learning the ropes and you had a lot of time for us at the time. It was pretty much, um, I didn't feel like I was learning for the first time because it was very relatable. Um, you took your time to explain to everybody on the call. I remember that while I was searching, one of the things that I seen online that first put me off, it was the price, and it was just quite a lot for something that is not particularly my field. I just wanted to have basic knowledge about it. But when I saw yours, I'd reached out, I checked it out, and then I noticed that one of the things that drew me to it was the fact that you were more particular about the value and not just trying to make money or trying to just use it as a side gig or anything. And I reached out. I think I even got a discount when I was going to register, and then I
Yeah.
paid for it. And it was a 10 days every day. I think we had a break in between,
Yeah.
but every day
Four
I
hours.
was committed to it. Uh, every evening when we get on a call, you took your time to explain. I enjoyed the entire learning process. I didn't feel like this is the new field for me, even though I'm an expert in another field. I didn't feel like I was falling short, and I don't think anyone on the team felt that way
Yeah.
because there's something you always say that no question is too wrong or right or
Yeah.
something. And then when we are always very free to ask questions. And when we ask questions, you take your time to explain. And also during the learning process, I remember when people, maybe we have a task that we are all completing on the screen on the call, and then maybe two or three people are still struggling to get theirs done. You ensure that we allow others share their screen, take our time to let them go through it, understand, and complete their parts instead of just leaving them behind, and make sure that every part, everybody on the call gets carried along. I think that in a way stood out for me. It means that no matter your background, no matter even if you are not familiar with Power BI, or if you're not familiar with the basic tools like Excel and all, you still have a teacher that is willing to be patient with you, and also make you feel comfortable enough, and also teach you in a way that you would understand. So we all have different ways of learning. Some you have to tell them repeatedly over and over before they
Yeah.
finally get it. And then you were very flexible enough to accommodate the dynamics of all the students on the call. That stood out for me. I think one other thing that also stood out for me would be the way you explained Power BI to us. It was very relatable. I think first part that we started with was you explaining the 6 steps of creating a Power BI, a dashboard on Power BI, and then we your example was how to set up a restaurant
Yeah.
and the things that you need to open a restaurant. Almost everybody on the call has something to say, because I mean, even if you are not a Power BI person, at least you like food.
Yeah.
So you will be able to understand. Yeah. So the way you were able to find things that everyone on the call could relate with, to use it to explain every part of the course, also stood out for me. Um, and I would also say that again, I was part of the privileged people, because the first batch we had about 3 months access to you after the training. So
About six actually.
6 months actually, yes. And I know that a couple of times I I reached out to you as well, because one of the things that I did after the call or during the training actually is also try to implement everything that I'm learning on the call in my work. So
Okay.
I'd set up a Power BI account for my office. I'd created a dashboard, and then I had some challenges integrating the data from my database. And then I'd reached out to you, and you were very keen in jumping on calls. We had calls. I'm not sure if you remember, but sometimes in the middle of the night, because my how flexible my own calendar is, and then we have to work around your timing as well. We had calls in the middle of the night to look at dashboards, to look at databases together, just to fix whatever questions or whatever issues I'm experiencing at the time. I think that I'm not sure if that is available everywhere, or if people will see that with other trainers. But from what I've seen so far, I think that's quite unique with the Vidadi Academy. And I mean, from the results that I've seen so far, I think I'm grateful for it.
Th- thank you very much. You've basically even answered the questions that I've not even asked. You've covered everything in one stretch. So yeah, thank you. I think this is probably the most important part of this. I mean, it's just a brief conversation, really. There are people that see the tweets, hear about us, maybe read about us, but I mean, there are many people that do this training, so it's not like we are the only ones in the market. Um, but I know for a fact that what we do is different. I know that for a fact. My students can confirm that what we do is different. How we do it is different. So if there was anything you could say to people that are sort of undecided, they're not sure if this is the option to go for, given the fact that there are many other alternatives. Um, from your experience, you've been there, you've seen it. What do you have to say to them? And
I,
before you speak, can you just confirm on record that none of this is rehearsed, none of this is planned? This is you just talking out of your own free will.
uh, I think from what I'm saying, it's obvious that this is definitely not real, because this
Yeah,
is the first time we're having this call. And
yeah,
yes, this
definitely.
is me
This is the
confirming
first
that.
ever interview I'm doing, actually, by the way. So I don't
Yeah,
even have a
this
template
was
yet.
not rehearsed. I wish it was rehearsed too. But this is not rehearsed. We literally just this is the first call we're having. And this is me speaking from my heart. I don't have anything that I'm looking at. It's pretty much the experience that I've had.
So,
Um, Go ahead.
what will be your message to them? Those that are still undecided, that are not sure if I mean,
So
and also there are people that have tried some of these courses before that
yeah,
for some reason they did not seem to get the value they wanted. So I can understand why people might be skeptical. That's why I want them to hear from people that have done it.
yeah, I think it's all right to be skeptical. This is an important decision in everybody's life. If you're trying to make a career switch, or you are already in the field and you're trying to get better, you want to be careful that you're getting the right knowledge. you also want to get the best value for your money. So it's all right to be skeptical. Um, not sure I was skeptical when I was I was doing my own research. The only thing I was worried about was money. I didn't want to pay so much. And then if you follow David on Twitter, I think you would kind of have an idea that is good at what he does. And normally wouldn't do this. And when you reached out, I didn't even think about it twice. I just needed to confirm my availability that I'm ready to jump on your call because I've benefited from it, and it would be unfair if I'm not able to talk about it so that others can also benefit from it. So if anybody's trying to decide, I'm going to tell you that you can compare options, you can do your research, but this is a decision that you're not going to regret. I can confidently tell you that. One of the things that David is always prioritizing in this academy is excellence. And it means that it's not just you coming to learn something. He wants you to be extremely good at it. And I don't know why he does that. Maybe it's because he wants to be able to say that I taught him in the future or something, make reference to it.
Yeah.
But something as little as us building a dashboard and the tables are not aligned. David will tell you to go back to it and ensure that the dimensions are accurate and nothing is looking very tacky. Everything must be must be looking good. That's how important excellence is to him, and that in a way should give you an idea of the value that you're going to get from this training. So if you are undecided yet, maybe this video would convince you. I hope it does, because at the end of this training, I'm sure that you will look back and you will be grateful to yourself for making the decision to go for it. So yes, I hope that this video will convince you that it's truly worth it. And at the end of the training, you get the value that you're paying for.
Um, Thank you very much, Deji. Thank you very much. You've said more than enough. And yeah. So yeah, that's what this is for. I would have many more interviews with other people that have attended the course. So people can get like different perspectives and different opinions of what their experiences have been on the course. And yeah, so I'll do for maybe 10, 15, 20 ex students if I can get them, if I can make time for it. And just so it's on record that there are people that have been there and this is what they think. It's easy to just cook up quotes and just tell you somebody said this, somebody said that. But now I'm putting a name and a face to whatever it is they're saying and a voice. So wherever you see them, you can ask them and they can verify whatever it is that they're saying live on camera. So again, Deji, thank you for joining us. Thank you very much. And for the
Thank you
rest
for
of you
having me.
guys that are watching, thank you for watching. And yeah, there is more to come. Enjoy the rest of your day. Thanks, Deji.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye.